It's time for the greatest athleticism you've ever seen in your life. The pros and the leagues are shaking in their boots. With all the videos out there of talented bowlers showing their stuff, there's this series, as it is now time to watch me suck at bowling. Welcome to March and hopefully April's edition of Watch Me Suck at Bowling. I got a lot of requests to come to lanes and games here in the People's Republic of Cambridge. Unfortunately, we're not here for good reasons. As of this recording, within a month and on borrowed time thereafter, this place is shutting down for good. If you look, it's surrounded by condominiums and condominiums outside of the mini motel that's right there. The guy that owns the place is retiring and he has sold the building pretty much. And a firm's gonna knock the thing down as well as the hotel and put up more condos. Isn't that lovely? So, as you're seeing this place is either closed down or it's on borrowed time. It might even be partially demolished by the time this ends. As you can tell by the signage, this is a dual house, candlepin and tenpin. We're hopefully going to do a month of each, 4 shows per. And again, here's the building. It's 2 stories tall. Not sure if the second floor is open because it looks kind of dark up there in that window. So let's go inside and see what they got. Not that it really matters that much anymore. Here's another place that once again plays music. Anyway, there's a seating area and lockers, followed by the snack bar, which are pretty much vending machines most of the time. There's the stairs to the upper level. There's no elevator that I know of. There's the front desk. And here's the game parlor, which I believe we can play the sound. But we're not going to, because in actuality you could hear copyrighted stuff in here as well. Got quite a few of the modern games. The glow-in-the-dark hockey that doesn't quite work when there's a big light on it. There's the lower level, and it's all candlepin. As you can see here, we got 26 candlepin lanes with automatic scoring. And we know how much we like that. So, there's the arcade in a nutshell. And they do sell lottery. Again, there's the stairs to the upper level. In fact, let's go up after looking at this trophy case. Funny thing is there's a help wanted sign on that trophy case, yet the place is being knocked down pretty soon. So that's kind of interesting. So we're up here on the upper level. And it seems to be its own place because it's got its own front desk. And there's the bar and restaurant area. And as you can see up here, this is the 10-pin floor. And they've recently redone the masking units. They used to be the Brunswick Gold Crown series. Pool tables over there on the left. And that's the tour. Now we're going to look at the high and low scores that I have achieved thus far. As always, before we start a new month of shows, we show you the highs and lows that I have thus far. And speaking of, let's go at it. For candlepins, the high is 136, which was achieved at Putnam Lanes in Fitchburg, Mass. I still will say that is a very flukish score. As for the 44, that was done at Mason's, and once you've heard that it was done at Mason's, you kind of figure that makes sense anyway. As for duckpin, 118 for the high, not too bad for someone who doesn't play it all that much. And the low is surprisingly as high as it is, a 65. Come close to it a few times, but never actually got lower. And then the pathetic 10-pin. A measly 112 for a high, the game I've played the least. And the two-handed approach failed miserably, so yes, the low of 26 is a real number. And those are the bowling statistics as of this point. Watch Me Suck at Bowling is a proud sponsor of the hit TV candlepin show King of the Palace. Watch talented professional and league bowlers show their stuff instead of watching this crap. To watch episodes of King of the Palace, simply go to YouTube and search for King of the Palace. If you want to subscribe to the show, go to youtube.com/newpalacelanes. We are going to be playing on alley number 17, and before we do, we always check out the house balls just to see how they are. Not that it matters much. They look really nice though. Got some gouges in it, like that one. That's kind of ugly. They're not all that bad looking. I like the design though. So those are pretty good house balls, but of course you know, that's another gouge there. Of course you know, we don't play with those. We play with the Epco urethane balls there. Professional grade, and the only thing professional about the show. And now it's time for the most famous words you've been waiting for. It's now time to watch me suck at bowling.
Frame 1, ball 1.
Since this place is closing down, I'm gonna call them out on this. They juice the lanes.
Ball 2.
Juiced lanes help if you can actually aim the ball.
Ball 3.
That's right, you just have to aim the ball. The head pin is what you really want to try and hit. And there you have it, a 2. And for those of you that like pin setters, here's the Jane in action. Something different for you. And there you go.
Frame 2, ball 1. Great start.
A great start indeed. How can we do any better than that? I guess that could help. Almost polar opposites, a pathetic 2 in frame 1, and then a strike at 2. So far we got a score of 12.
Frame 3, ball 1. El Stinko to bonus, ball 1.
And these 2 balls could make that 12 something much better than what it is. Spread eagle with prey in 1 talon. Great.
Ball 2, El Stinko 2.
It is still possible to make a halfway decent fill from this. Seven fill, not that bad.
Ball 3.
Now to see if we can make the third frame a little better than 7. And 7 is what we're getting.
Frame 4, ball 1. Strike and a fill helped a bit.
Although the 7 didn't help things that much further along.
Ball 2.
Splits like that don't help, but we got a piece of wood next to the 7.
Ball 3.
If it were just a hair more to the left, just shy of the gutter, might have taken the back row. No good. That's a 5. That didn't go all too well. We got a 7 and 3, which happens to be the fill for the strike, and a lousy 5 at 4, bringing us to 31 and ruining everything the strike did to help us.
Frame 5, ball 1.
Let's see if we can bounce back from that train wreck. I guess you can say, definitely a recovery. Unfortunately, that piece of wood didn't help any.
Ball 2.
Worst case, we're looking at an 8 box, and for me, that's not too bad. How could that have happened?
Ball 3. Didn't that suck?
If it has gone wrong so far, it actually has. Niner.
Frame 6, ball 1.
The 9 was a good recovery. Let's see if we can keep that going.
Ball 2.
That was not a recovery. That is even worse.
Ball 3.
At least it wasn't a 0 frame, and this building doesn't need to go out with one of those. Consider how it went. 7 ain't too bad. Not doing too well for juiced alleys. I mean, we got a respectable 9 and 5, but Mets and Mets 7 and 6, and we are only at 47.
Frame 7, ball 1.
I guess it's safe to say there aren't going to be any records broken today. The eagle has landed.
Ball 2.
There is wood on the right wing to help. Worst case, we get a 4. Hit the wood too far left.
Ball 3.
The left wing stands all by itself. Can we get rid of it? Nope. But getting an 8 after a spread eagle, for me, that's pretty good.
Frame 8, ball 1.
Turning a spread eagle into a halfway decent situation should lift the spirits a bit. And lift them it did. That is much better. We got a respectable 8 and 7, and yet another strike in 8. So far only 2 fills, both of them are strikes. We are at 65.
Frame 9, ball 1, 2 strikes in a game. El Stinko number 1.
The way things have been going as of late, this should turn out pretty good. El Stinko certainly lived up to its name that time.
El Stinko 2, hopefully better.
Hopefully so. We need to really bolster that score. It's pretty low. And a goose egg for the fill, making it a worthless 10.
Ball 3, don't be another place joining the zero frame club.
A 0 frame on a juiced alley, that would be pretty pathetic, wouldn't it? If that were only ball 1, still an 8 recovery for frame 9, not bad.
Frame 10, ball 1, just 7 away from a good game, in spite of all the crap that happened.
I guess it pays to silicone up your pin plates, don't it?
Ball 2, that didn't help.
Now we need just 6 pins to make a good game, which is on the lower end of average.
Ball 3.
Just 5 pins, but we have wood in the back that could help a little bit. Let's see if it works. Of course I needed 7, so I only get 6. In spite of getting a couple of strikes, nothing really went very well. Our final score, of course, 1 away from good in my book, a 79. Couple of strikes, and then everything fell flat. And that's this episode of Watch Me Suck at Bowling. From Lanes and Games in the People's Republic of Cambridge, this is George F551 saying hope you enjoyed, and have a good one.